American Red Cross. This is the Deployment Call Center. My name's Cathy. How can I help you?
Cathy Lewis is the longest active Red Cross volunteer on the Big Island of Hawaii. She served for over 25 years in a variety of capacities.
I'm a Red Cross volunteer because I really believe in the Red Cross mission, and what I like is just starting with the basic needs of food, shelter, and clothing.
The American Red Cross's mission, we're here to help out with any humanitarian emergency. And so the Red Cross's mission is really to help out during times of disaster and help alleviate suffering.
My first disaster was the Kalapana lava flow, and that was back in the 80s. So that was a long time ago. And right now we're concerned about the lava flow heading into Pahoa. So boy, that feels like a full circle.
Mrs. Lewis managed disaster evacuation shelters in the threat of recent tropical storms and hurricanes. In addition to disasters in Hawaii, she responded to more than 20 emergencies on the mainland and in other countries. These disasters include the Mississippi River 100-year flood, Hurricane Katrina, and Superstorm Sandy. Mrs. Lewis has interviewed survivors, worked in huge evacuation shelters, and provided teddy bears to families of fallen firemen.
My most difficult disaster was 9/11. It was really emotional. We understand, all of natural disasters are hard. 9/11, I just can't understand because the destruction was human.
It's really heartbreaking to be there with them right after they've lost a family member. So that can be really difficult, but it also feels really wonderful to know that there's a way that you're helping these families recover.
Over the years, Mrs. Lewis has transitioned from disaster response to support. Now she uses her decades of experience to facilitate the efforts of other volunteers.
And more recently, I've moved into staffing where I work with other volunteers. And I also am on a national team where we do deployment, and we make sure the person has what they need from the time they leave home till they get to the disaster. And I wanted to say thank you so much for being an American Red Cross volunteer.
Mrs. Lewis was recently honored as Volunteer of the Year for the Red Cross in West Hawaii. But she says it's not about the accolades. When asked what was most important for the Red Cross to give, Mrs. Lewis didn't hesitate.
Hope, and hope is so important. We can't go on day to day if we don't have hope. We're talking about people that often have lost everything, whether it's been a fire or a tornado or a hurricane. They need to start over. They need to see that there's hope ahead where they can regain some normalcy to their life. And I like being a part of it.
This is Antoine McLeod from Kealakehe High School for HIKI.